How we doing today, YouTube? Hope we doing great, man. Just want to say something, y'all. I just seen that news on the LSU football player that took his own life. Like, man, that's sad stuff, man. And he was facing charges of a hit and run charge, and the person that he hit died, and he fled the scene, and he was supposed to go to the NFL, but of course the investigation, he wasn't invited, right? Now, who's to say why he took his life? But that's what people are saying. That's probably the reason why he took his life. You know what I mean? And he had to show up for court tomorrow. Like, man, that is not the answer, man. I don't care what. Now, like I said, I'm not judging nobody, because everybody done had that thought to, like, all right, man. Everybody, that thought don't came across everybody's head, right? But acting up on it, man, that's a bad way to go out. Like, that's literally shutting the door in God's face. Like, you literally telling God that I don't care what you got planned for me, I want to do this, I'm doing it myself. You know what I mean? That's literally telling God that I don't care what you got planned for me, I'm finna take my own life. Man, that is not the way. That is not the way, guys. Now, I know we go through stuff, and I'm not here to judge nobody, trust me, but I guarantee you that is not the way. It's never, it doesn't last always. Now, he definitely probably would have went to prison, jail, and did his time, but who's to say that God couldn't use him for something bigger than the NFL? Prime example, you can look up, what's his name? Inky Johnson. Inky Johnson was a Tennessee cornerback, defensive back, and he was already in the NFL, but he wanted to play this last game against, I think it was Vanderbilt, a sorry team, or Air Force or somebody. It was a sorry team. He just wanted to play this last game just because. Now, he was already in the NFL. Like, now when I say in, they was already drafting him. There was already, like, he was already a prospect. He was already going, you know what I mean? He was already promised. But he played his last game just to play, and he got hurt. So he came down for a tackle. He hit something in his shoulder, nerve damage, and he was paralyzed on the field. And he grew up poor, everything. So this was his dream to go to the NFL. And he had it, but he got hurt on the last game to go to the NFL. Paralyzed on the field. They took him to the doctor, the hospital, and they had to do emergency surgery because his son was filling up with blood. He was about to die. He was about to drown in his own blood. And when he woke up, he was asking, like, okay, when can I start playing football? The doctor couldn't even tell him. The doctor was saying, like, man, look, that's concentrate on recovery. They didn't want to tell him that, bro, you're not going to the NFL. It's over. And they finally told him, like, man, you're not going to the NFL. You have no feeling in your, I think his left arm. His left arm? I think it's his right arm. You can look this up. Inky Johnson. He had no feeling in his right. He have no, to this day, he got a cast. He got like a white cast or whatever on his right arm. And guess what? He went through life. Of course, it came across his head. He talked about it. It came across his head that, dang, man, this is what I wanted, whatever. But God had something bigger for him. Until this day, he inspired millions of people because of that incident. And I feel like the dude that took his life from LSU, bro, God could have used him the same way. Okay, you might have did something that was not according to your plan, but that was God's plan. He wanted to show you something, or he wanted to inspire someone else down the line to change somebody else's life. But he took his own life, man. That's crazy, man. I hate that. Like, it's like that you know, I don't know the guy or nothing, but man, that's not the way, y'all. It's not the way. I'm not here to judge nobody, you know what I mean? But who's to say God didn't have a bigger plan for him, just like he did Inky Johnson? Inky Johnson don't inspire more people than the NFL person could. You know what I mean? He don't made more money, like everything. So everything was according to God's plan. So I don't know. I just seen that on the social media, and yeah, man, he took his own life. Well, yesterday. Sad business, sad news. That's never the way. But hope you're having a great day, great Sunday. I done read my Bible, Book of Proverbs. Now I need to get a Bible cover. It's kind of like ripping up. It be in my bag. Now I think I'm finna tune in on church because they record it and they put it on this platform. So probably finna go to church for a little while. I'm at work, of course. You can see all the gas and all the. I'm at work, man. But it's a blessing, though. I'm still thankful. Man, I'm beyond thankful. I was telling the dude over there today at the safety meeting. So, over there, like, you move up in rank, right? So, okay, you might be the guy that talk on the radio for a little while. But then, if you're there for 7 months or 6 months, you move up. So, you no longer talk on the radio, but you move up. So he was saying that he moved up, but it was the person that he moved up from was the one talking on the radio. And this morning, that dude got received a phone call, emergency back at home. So he had to step back down to talk on the radio. And he was like, man, I ain't talking on the radio in so long. I said, bro, you still ain't got nothing to complain about, though. You in the AC. You got a job. He's like, man, yeah, you right, man, you right. So, like, why do we have to be reminded? And I'm asking myself too, because I be having to be reminded too, because sometimes I get to where not complain, but I get to like, man, I'm tired. You know what I mean? Like, why do we have to constantly be reminded that, bro, it's still nothing to complain about? You got people that wish they were in your position. You know what I mean? And sometimes, and probably tomorrow, somebody might have to tell me the same thing. Just like I have to tell that brother, like, bro, you have nothing to complain about. You talking on the radio. You just shouting out the stage count. You doing that, and you getting paid under the AC. Bro, it's nothing to complain about. Nothing to complain about, man. I thank God for life, man. That's just the way I am. Like, regardless of my circumstances, I can be in Texas with no AC in a vehicle, bro, at 105 degrees. Guess what? I'm still thankful. Because why? Man, at least I got my life. At least I got a job I can get paid from. At least I'm making good money, you know what I mean, to change my family's lives, no matter how I feel right now. And I feel like, I slept great last night. I think I got too much sleep. I don't know if I ever heard of that. But I think I got too much sleep. I went to bed at 7:30, slept to 3, y'all. I ain't done that in so long. I used to get up at like 1 to go work out, get my body moving. But I got up just 2 hours ago, and I feel like kind of groggy. And that's the reason why I'd rather sleep for 6 hours. Give me 6 hours and be like kind of tired later that night around 2 a.m. versus sleeping all the way up to work to 3 p.m. Got to work at 4 p.m. Body don't wake up to 7 p.m. Like, I don't like that, man. Because at that point, you done missed your whole day. Like, you literally slept, went to work, slept. No, I'd rather work, sleep for 6 hours, get up, talk to my people, hit the gym, get some sunlight, eat, enjoy my day, and then go to work and be a little bit tired around 2 or 3 a.m. You know what I mean? And that's why I'd rather do it. But, man, my body just slept to 3 p.m., man. And I feel kind of like groggy, but nothing to complain about, y'all. Nothing to complain about. But anyway, y'all live life, man. Live life. Man, we're going to die anyway. Let's not take our own lives, guys. Like, we're going to die anyway. Just hold on. You going to die, bro. Don't take your own life. But rest in peace to him and condolences to his family. And that's not the way, guys. But like I said, I hope you're having a great day. Make sure that you are locked in, focused. Because if you're not focused or locked in, you're gonna be like that feather in Forrest Gump. You know, that little feather just floating in the wind, man. You won't have no sense. If you don't have a sense of direction, man, it's not good. And I done been there before. No sense of direction. You just don't know if you're coming or going, and it's like, it's life though. It's life. That's what made life so beautiful. If you don't do nothing, life is like, all right, cool. I ain't gonna do nothing. But if you push the chips in the middle of the table, everything on red, everything on black. Try, risk. You know, when I say risk, I mean mitigate your risk. That means get the proper data before saying yes to that deal or saying yes to trading. Of course, there's risk involved. Risk involved out here going to work. It's risk involved when you drive your car. It's risk involved when you chew your food. When you swallow, you can possibly choke. That's a risk. It's risk in everything. So don't be that person to say, oh man, it's risky. Bro, everything is risky, bro. So, but the best thing we can do is mitigate our risk. Calculate it. You know what I mean? So let's do better, guys. Let's make sure that we are properly feeding our minds the right material. Put the phone down. And honestly, man, my phone been in my hand a little bit too much the last 2 days. Honestly. So tonight, I'm gonna put my phone down. I'm gonna put this video up, put my phone down. I'm getting back focused, getting back on my fast. I stopped eating around 10 p.m. and I won't eat again until 4 p.m. tomorrow. And but that's the way I do it every day, bro. I grind. We go to the gym. We gym it. We work. We pray. We make sure we good spiritually, emotionally, physically. And then we go to work and we invest our money. That's the game, bro. I love y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, whatever y'all want me to talk about in the comments. Let me know. And I do have to put my diet up. Somebody asked me what my diet in the comments. I'll put that up tomorrow. I got legs again tomorrow. So I put what I eat. I do have it already recorded, but I ain't like the way it came out, so I'm gonna have to record it over. So thank you guys for tuning in, and just be good. Give yourself some grace, give yourself some mercy, some empathy, yo. Like, I know we all want it now, but God, He's more interested in our character and our integrity, not money. He's not interested in that. He want to make sure that you remain the person that He wants you to become. So thank you guys for the support. And remember, be blessed and not stressed. Peace.